All right, let's try to make sense of this whole AI landscape. You're not alone if you feel like you're drowning in jargon. Today, we're going to cut through all that noise with a super simple framework that'll help you understand, well, pretty much everything, from the basics of language AI all the way to the future of your job. This quote pretty much nails it, doesn't it? One minute, everyone's talking about NLP, then suddenly it's all LLMs, and now you can't go anywhere without hearing about agents. It is absolutely enough to make your head spin. But don't you worry, we are about to make this all crystal clear. This is the big question, isn't it? Are they all just different words for the same thing? Is one a replacement for the other? Getting the relationship between these terms right is the absolute key to understanding how this tech is completely changing the business world as we know it. To make this all really easy to wrap your head around, we're going to use a simple analogy. Let's call it the language AI family tree. Just think of it like a hierarchy, from the oldest, broadest ideas at the top down to the brand new, super specific tools that we're all using today. Okay, so it all starts here with the grandparent of the family, natural language processing, or NLP. This isn't a product, it's the entire field of science. For decades, it's been about the dream of getting computers to understand us. And for a long time, that meant building these really specific models for one job at a time, like figuring out if a review was positive or negative. Now, let's meet the parents. This is where things get really powerful. Meet large language models, or LLMs. Now, these are a technology inside of NLP, but what they do is totally revolutionary. At its heart, an LLM is this gigantic engine that's been trained on, like, half the internet to do one thing and one thing only, insanely well: predict the very next word in a sentence. And that brings us to the kids, the part everyone actually knows and talks about, the chatbots, like ChatGPT or Gemini. Now, here's the most important thing to get. ChatGPT is not the LLM. It's the product, it's the app, it's the car that lets you drive that powerful engine. Think of it like the steering wheel and the gas pedal that let you tell the engine what to do. And this just spells it out perfectly. The large language model, that's the raw power, the engine. The generative AI chatbot, that's the finished product, the car that makes all that power easy for anyone to use. Confusing these two is like confusing a V8 engine with a brand new Ford Mustang. They're related for sure, but they are not the same thing. But hey, you don't always need a giant gas-guzzling engine for every single trip, right? And that's where distilled LLMs come in. Just think of these as smaller, super efficient student models. A big teacher model trains them to do one specific job perfectly. For a business, this is a total game changer. They're way cheaper, way faster, and perfect for a single repetitive task like, say, categorizing thousands of support tickets an hour. Okay, deep breath. We've mapped out the whole family tree, but that's just the foundation. That's where we've been. The next massive evolution, the next leap, it's already here. We are moving from just chatting with AI to having AI actually do things for us. So welcome to the era of AI agents. The difference here is night and day. It's reactive versus proactive. A chatbot is reactive. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer, and that's it. The conversation's over. But an AI agent, it's proactive. You don't just give it a little prompt, you give it a goal. And then it figures out the plan and actually takes the actions to get it done. And here's what that actually looks like. Let's say you tell an agent, hey, book me a flight. It doesn't just show you a list of options. No, it makes a plan. It goes out and uses tools. It checks Google Flights. It looks at your calendar for conflicts. It logs into your airline account, makes decisions based on what you told it, like an aisle seat under $300, and then it books it and puts it on your calendar. It handles the whole multi-step job from start to finish. So, what does all this new tech actually mean for the business world? Especially for you if you work with data. Well, it's nothing short of a revolution in text analytics. It's transforming the entire workflow, from just finding insights to actually taking action. Let's look at the old way. This probably looks really familiar to a lot of you. You get a huge file of customer reviews, you run your analysis, you find some cool insights, and then what? You put it in a PowerPoint. The whole process just ends with a report, and you have to sit there and wait for a manager to maybe eventually do something about it. Okay, now look at the new way. It's a whole different ballgame. An AI agent is on 24/7. It doesn't just see a negative score, it reads the review to understand why the customer is mad. Then it acts. It can check other systems like a shipping database to confirm there's a problem. And then it can autonomously write an alert to the right person, complete with all the data and a suggested fix. The workflow is no longer analyze, report, and wait. It's analyze, diagnose, and act instantly. So this is a massive, massive shift. And the most important question, the one you're probably asking yourself right now is, okay, what does this all mean for my career? So let's break down the new skills, your new playbook for how to not just survive, but absolutely thrive in this new AI era. First things first, strategy. Look, the AI can run the numbers faster and better than any human ever could. Your new value, where you're indispensable, is your ability to frame the right business problem in the first place. Knowing what to ask the AI is now way more important than knowing how to do the analysis yourself. Now, this might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but your fundamental knowledge is more critical than ever. These models can hallucinate. That's a fancy word for they make stuff up, and they do it with 100% confidence. You have to be that expert human in the loop, the one who can immediately spot if the AI's output is a brilliant insight or just complete, statistically unsound nonsense. An AI can find the needle in the haystack. It can give you the perfect answer, but it can't build trust with a client. It can't walk into a boardroom and persuade a skeptical VP to change course. Your ability to take that AI insight and weave it into a compelling story, to communicate it, those so-called soft skills are the new hard skills. They're priceless. And finally, you have to start thinking like a manager. Your job is evolving. You're no longer the person doing the analysis. You're the person who designs and directs the workflow for a whole team of AI agents. It's a strategy role, a design role, not a coding role. So let's just leave it with this thought. The shift is from analyst to director, from doing the grunt work to directing the systems that do the work. You're moving from the back room to the boardroom. So the real question isn't about understanding the technology anymore. It's about whether you're ready to step up and lead your new AI team.